but like, where would you rank this fight out of your top 3 to 5 of all the boxing fights you've called, you've experienced, you've watched? Just the
in terms of the magnitude
yeah,
of
the magnitude,
fight?
Yeah.
I mean, of the fights that I've called ringside, it might turn out to be number 1. I've done Pacquiao fights, I've done Mayweather fights, I've done Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. Those are big fights, but this will, listen, because of Netflix, this will be the most watched fight, championship fight, in almost 50 years.
Max Kellerman called the Canelo versus Crawford fight one of the biggest matchups in boxing today. In terms of skill, strategy, and raw power, he said it was more than just a battle in the ring. It was a defining moment for both fighters and the sport itself.
Muhammad Ali fought Leon Spinks in the rematch in '78, and they did 90 million TV sets. 90 million. And since then, what has even come close? The biggest fights have all been on pay-per-view, and they do 2 million buys. Oh my God, 4 million buys, Mayweather Pacquiao. As I keep saying, if 5 people per TV set watch, that's 20 million people. This is going to do multiples of that. So so when you look at it from like a commercial point of view, it'll easily be the biggest boxing event I've ever covered.
Terence Crawford's strength coach made a serious point about Canelo Alvarez, noting that his punching power is real and frightening. In any fight, Canelo poses a constant threat and can change the outcome instantly with a single offensive move.
I get a lot of texts asking how I'm doing, how camp is going, so I figured I could just put it up in one post. So I'm in the mountains. This dude's about to beat the brakes off Canelo and be the greatest boxer of all time, and I get to play a part in it. All is well, truly well. We good. I'm good. I'm real good.
Jones Jr. dropped a bomb in the Canelo versus Crawford debate, making it clear where his bet lies. He compared Crawford to a fighter with a loaded weapon, while Canelo has just one bullet to decide the fight.
Canelo fights the absolute correct fight that he can fight, the only correct fight that he can fight. He does have a chance, and I think he could be victorious. If he doesn't fight the one way that he can only fight to win it, Terence Crawford has 6 ways he can win it. And my money will go on a man who has 6 ways to win it.
And just when it seemed Roy had wrapped things up, he delivered a comparison that only a fighter of his stature could truly draw. Roy wasn't just talking in theory, he pulled from his own experiences at heavyweight, using them to mirror what Crawford is stepping into now. He emphasized that the type of conditioning needed at this level doesn't come with the flip of a switch. It isn't something you magically possess, it's developed, built, and refined through years of toughness, discipline, and adaptation. From there, he shifted gears and honed in on the very essence of what could ultimately determine the outcome on fight night.
Up to the weight, he's been dealing with super middles and light heavyweights in training. If you can deal with him in training, you can deal with him in the fight. So the weight should not even be an issue.
It came across more as a warning than an opinion, aimed at those who believe Canelo's size will automatically give him the edge. Roy painted a picture of Crawford already facing bigger, stronger opponents in the gym and emerging unscathed. This means that when fight night comes, he won't be feeling that power for the first time and won't step in blind. Then there was Abel Sanchez, the former Golovkin trainer, who has spent decades in the thick of the sport, guiding champions and analyzing fighters with a keen eye.
First of all, Terence Crawford is a Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I think that he's a great talent, but we have weight divisions for a reason. If Terence had taken maybe 2-3 years and fought 3 or 4 guys at that weight to prepare for Canelo, I think that'd be a better.
Sanchez's words acted as a subtle warning echoing through the boxing world. This wasn't just about talent or heart, it was about weight, timing, and preparation. Against Canelo, even the smallest hit could be devastating, leaving almost no margin for error. Just when it seemed the debate had settled, Abel Sanchez shared his perspective, reigniting the conversation and turning the whole discussion upside down.
4 rounds, in my opinion, will be difficult for Canelo because of the speed. And once he assimilates the speed, I think it's a fight where, as you've seen in Canelo fights, by the 5th or 6th round, it becomes a sparring match for him. He doesn't seem to want to knock anybody out. He just wants to beat you up. So I think that the strength and the size of Canelo will take its toll on Terence in the middle of the fight, and I think Canelo cruises onto a victory.
Sanchez's perspective landed like a perfectly timed counterpunch, challenging how fans had imagined the fight. It wasn't simply about who throws or lands punches faster, it was about the grind, the pacing, the shifts in rhythm, and how unpredictably a fight could turn. He made it clear that basic boxing skills alone wouldn't be enough to escape the relentless pressure Canelo can apply. The message was unmistakable: this fight was shaping up to be an attritional battle of skill and endurance. Yet Abel Sanchez wasn't done. He had one final insight that could completely change how this matchup was viewed.
He's used to fighting trucks. He's fighting a semi-truck. He's fighting a big truck now. A big truck that is not so much him hitting with a good shot as like a perfect shot on the chin. It's just him wearing you down with his size and with the Canelo likes to punch in the arms like my guys do in my gym. He spent some time in my gym, so I'm sure he picked it up there. But once he starts hitting him, it doesn't necessarily on the chin, just hitting him, he'll wear him down. And if he wears him down, Terrence putting the weight on that he's put on may not be the fastest, may not be the strongest at that weight. He had difficulties with the 154-pound champion that he beat. So at 168, he's fighting a guy that's been tested against the big names.
His follow-up came less as casual commentary and more as a final warning. Sanchez approached the fight not as a fan, but as a strategist aware of how bigger, faster, and stronger fighters can systematically wear down even the most skilled opponent. He highlighted moments where Crawford's speed and technique could be tested under Canelo's relentless pressure. And just when it seemed the case against Crawford couldn't get any more daunting, Abel Sanchez revealed one last point that could tip the scales further.
Yes, he lost against Bivol, but Bivol couldn't really hurt him with any shots. He hit him with a lot of shots. He fought my guy twice and did very well with my guy, who's a big puncher. He's beaten a lot of very good light super middleweights and in his time in the last 3 or 4 fights. So I just find it difficult to believe that Crawford can hurt him.
Sanchez's words carried the measured certainty of someone who had studied both fighters beyond the highlight reels. He wasn't speaking about flashy knockouts or one-punch theatrics. He was talking about real physical power and toughness that can punish an opponent. Yet Roy Jones Jr. didn't see it as a contradiction. He suggested that Crawford might still achieve the seemingly impossible that so many are predicting.
And not only to mention is he the guy that can, he's already done it. How many 2 or 3 division undisputed champions have we ever had besides Usyk, the 2 division undisputed champ? This dude is a 3 division undisputed champ already, and if he win this, he'll be a 4 division undisputed champ. We may never see that again.
From Roy's perspective, this wasn't just another high-profile matchup. It was a rare chance to push the boundaries of the sport. He wasn't swayed by the usual debates over size or weight classes. He focused on Crawford's skill and mindset. In his view, those qualities give Crawford the ability to break through Canelo's defense where others have failed. Then Roy took the discussion even deeper, getting straight to the heart of the debate.
People don't like to celebrate the reality when it's happening. They'll wait till the person dead and they talk about it. This man is the only 3 division undisputed champion that boxing has ever had. And we're asking, are we wondering, can he step up to a task? Really? Do you know who we're talking about? I mean, I just don't get that. I don't understand how people, they discredit things so quickly. I guess, a lot of times, peer pressure, social media, money, things like that distort the truth sometimes. You understand me? This man been around for the last 20 years, undefeated. You understand me? For the last 20 years, undefeated. If somebody wanted to prove this, that day was right there. Why they didn't fight him? He been undefeated for the last 20 years. I mean, right there. Only 3 division undisputed world champion. Only. You could really put him in the talk for one of the pound for pound, one of the best ever. Because whoever did that before.
It wasn't just praise, it was a challenge grounded in belief. Roy spoke like someone who had faced greatness firsthand and knew what it looked like up close. For him, Crawford's legacy isn't built solely on titles but on his ability to step into tough situations and find a way to win. Roy Jones Jr. then added one final thought, a statement that could completely reshape how we view Crawford's chances, something only a fighter with his experience could say.
The big guy does beat a good bad guy, but a great little guy, does beat a great small guy, but a great small guy beats a good big guy. We might be talking about a great small guy here. We'll find out after this fight, but we might be talking about, which I think we already are, but I think we're not talking about a good small guy. I think we're talking about a great small guy. You understand me? So this great small guy, like you saw with me, a great small guy can...
Roy's follow-up carried the mix of wisdom and conviction that comes from a career forged in the fire. He wasn't speaking hypothetically, he portrayed Crawford as a rare talent capable of rewriting the script on fight night. Roy Jones Jr. went further, offering a perspective that could change how fans see the fight. His next words weren't just analysis, they were a warning born from experience.
Knows about Canelo. You feel me? So I don't know if Canelo's hungry. I know Bud is hungry. Bud stays hungry. I don't know if Canelo's hungry. Bud has never got the recognition for what he deserves like Canelo has. You understand me? So Bud is still hungry for that recognition. Me hungry like that, a determined man, is very hard to detour. And like I said, because of Canelo's size and because of all of his accolades, if he went out and fought the perfect fight, it's going to be hard for Bud to beat him. But if he don't, it's going to be...
It was the kind of insight that makes you reconsider every possible outcome of the fight. Roy wasn't just analyzing skill, he was weighing mentality, preparation, and the pressure of a fight with higher stakes than any before. Meanwhile, Richard Johnson and the third sat quietly in the center, taking it all in, before offering their own comment.
I don't know. I want to say Crawford, but it's like you can't sleep on Canelo either. 168, I don't, that's a 50-50 fight.
Johnson's words carried the weight of someone familiar with big nights and how fast momentum can shift. He wasn't speaking in absolutes, but in possibilities, the kind that keeps fans and fighters on edge. His perspective painted a picture of a fight where momentum could swing in the blink of an eye. He also added his own take on the size debate, potentially changing how fans imagine the matchup.
Actually, the bigger man. Canelo probably walking around probably easy, 195, maybe even 200. Compared to what Crawford walking around blowing up, 168.
Johnson's insight went beyond numbers on a scale, it focused on the physical reality once the first bell rings. He highlighted how size can subtly influence every moment, from clinches to absorbing shots that might drop a smaller fighter. He viewed the weight difference as a hidden advantage for Canelo, a slow, wearing pressure on Crawford. Then Jimmy Lennon Jr. spoke up, the voice of boxing's biggest nights, bringing the calm authority of someone who has witnessed legends rise and fall under the brightest lights.
You know, I tend to always think the naturally bigger fighter is going to have an advantage. I'm just, with the Crawford moving up, he was a 135-pound champion, and then 40, fantastic champion, 47 then, and then 54 is 68 too much. That's really a big jump. But I tell you, a lot of people I respect just say, no, he's going to be favored on that. Wow. So I don't know what to say, but...
He wasn't merely echoing concerns about size, he framed them within the way the fight could unfold. The key point was that, in the heat of battle, skill, timing, and strategy can outweigh weight differences. Yet Jimmy Lennon Jr. wasn't just talking records and reputations. He had one final insight that got to the very heart of what makes this fight truly unique.
Smart fighter and, two fighters in the pound-for-pound best, getting it on. That's nice for boxing. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one to say. But certainly, he should be considered. He should be in that discussion. And people could argue that either way for a while. But, if he does it, you always wonder, will people say that, no, Canelo was going down and he had had enough? That there might be an excuse for that. So, we'll see, but it'd be quite a feat if he does beat Canelo. That'd be...
As his prediction hung in the air, Sean Porter joined the conversation, and his remarks didn't just add to the debate, they intensified it, raising the tension to a whole new level.
And it didn't take me going to camp to say this. This is my first time saying this. I will more than likely expound on this the week of the fight, probably night before. I think Crawford's going to get the job done. I am officially picking Crawford to win this fight. It is still 50-50, but obviously...
He says that till he goes to Canelo.
I'm obviously going to say that this is a 60-40 fight, and I have Crawford winning this fight. Crawford's going to win this fight doing something that nobody's done to Canelo.
Then Sean Zittel joined the discussion, aiming to clarify whether this fight would truly reflect how things would unfold. What he was about to suggest had the potential to change how fans imagined Crawford's path to victory.
He'll surprise people in the fashion he does it in. Because a lot of people picking Crawford, they think foot speed and turn Canelo all night. And I'm like, nah, he's...
Born victor?
No, it's just he's definitely a lot better than the guys of the last couple years who have tried to beat Canelo that way, Billy Joe, Caleb. But even though he's better than them, it didn't, that game plan, it just didn't, it didn't work. So it's not gonna look like that if Crawford pulls this off. It's gonna look different than that.
Zittel's take wasn't about rehashing strategies that have already failed. He focused on finding the openings no one else could exploit. He envisioned a fight where Crawford's adaptability, not just his speed, would be decisive, involving adjustments in rhythm, shifts in pace, and moments forcing Canelo to react rather than dictate. He portrayed Canelo as a veteran of countless battles, unlikely to be rattled easily. What Zittel revealed next offered a clear glimpse into the preparation and mindset both fighters bring into this matchup.
Torres takes a ridiculously good shot, which we all know. I got this wrong with Berlanga and Shiraz. I said maybe, yeah, Shiraz is the more skilled guy, but maybe Berlanga.
Your heart got you.
Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. But maybe Berlanga being the natural 68 and supposed to be the harder puncher, maybe that offsets the skill advantage for Shiraz. Didn't work out. But maybe to Virgil's point, and even Amir, who's picking Crawford, conceded this, maybe that edge and IQ and overall skill of Crawford is just going to be negated by a much more significant advantage in punching power and taking.
When these voices come together, legends, trainers, insiders, one thing is clear: this isn't just another fight. It's a clash of skill, power, history, and hunger. Canelo steps in as the proven champion, a man who's been here countless times before. Crawford enters as the smaller man with a bigger dream, seeking the moment that could cement his place among the sport's greats. The stage is set, tension is high, and regardless of the outcome, this fight will keep boxing talking for a long time. Crawford has the tools to make it far more competitive than expected. His versatility, ring IQ, and mindset give him a real chance to shock the world. But Canelo's experience and size are obstacles no one wants to face, and if he finds his rhythm early, it could be a long night for Bud. This is one of those rare matchups where every second matters, and a single mistake could change everything. What do you think? Will Crawford's hunger overcome Canelo's experience? Can the smaller man dismantle the bigger champion over 12 rounds, or will Canelo's power and patience wear Crawford down? And if Crawford succeeds, where does that place him in your all-time rankings? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe and check back for more videos like this.